closed up this property that used to be a mink ranch, and all along here were camp closed up this property that used to be a mink ranch, and all along here were camp seasonal workers all along here living here, and actually I don't know if they were seasonal or not, but they just ripped it out. I'm gonna crank up my volume. All the same number twice. We'll do ground balance. I'm kind of cherry pick and just try to. There's a good signal right there. Probably a quarter. Oh yeah, I should have brought my pick out here. Hell, it's right there. It's sitting right on. That was right on top. Look at that. It's a newer one. It's a state quarter, but still, I'm a quarter of the way to the dollar menu. Yeah, that was right on top. Yeah, that was right on top. That'll be a penny, right? Whoop. Not too deep. Again, they've already done the hard work. They already came in and scraped all this. Do we move it? No. It should be right there. All right, let's get down and see what we got here. Hey, welcome everyone to the live. My name is JR here in Utah, running the Minelab Manticore. There, oh, is that it? Yep, there it is. There's a modern penny. We'll still cover these holes, and even though they're coming and rip all this stuff out. Thought I heard a nickel there. Thought I heard a nickel there. That'd be a nickel right there. Should be a nickel. Let's see. You guys have to give me a like if it's a nickel. Let's see. Let's see. Right there. Reminds me of being in Arizona, but down there I take my pick with me because the ground's so hard. There it is. Boom. You guys owe me a like. Look at that. Nickel. So we got a quarter, got a penny. Like. Look at that. Nickel. So we got a quarter, got a penny, got a nickel, all within 2 feet. We just need to wrap it up with some silver and gold. I saw another nickel there. About 2 to 4 inches down. I spy. Look at that. Memorial. See Lincoln Memorial right here, the lines. If you guys are liking the live, please subscribe. We'll cover our holes. I want to get in this soft stuff over here. There's another. Should be on the surface. Sounds like another penny. There it is. There it is. I was moving it. Boom. Yep. See Lincoln Memorial right there. So I was live a little while ago. I had 4,000 people on the live. There. So I was live a little while ago. I had 4,000 people on the live. So hopefully, if you guys don't mind sharing, we can get over 5,000 this time. I was gonna go home and make a cold drink and go over my week's finds, but then I remembered this place, and I don't think it's gonna last long. And just think all this stuff will just be covered in fresh new dirt. Where you at? Yeah, I'm moving it. Let's do it like that. Oh, I dropped it. Oh no, that's a... No. I think I'm chasing a couple of targets is what it is. Yeah, because the other target we had in the hand. Okay. It's not that. Is it that? No? Why aren't I seeing it? Although I do have a little trick. I can use my magnet. And there it is, right there. It is, right there. So, not sure what that is. But it's definitely iron. And there's another target right there. Let's see what the tone is first before we waste our time. So that's the penny. Let's see. So the other one was just a bonus item. There it is. That crusty old penny. Boom. Yeah, if you guys don't mind liking the channel and yeah, if you guys don't mind liking the channel and sharing the live, because this will probably be the only chance I get to come out to this location. Let me face this down. Don't need you guys knowing where my honey hole is. Let's see. So this is all stuff they've churned up. So it should be easy pickings. So it should be easy pickings. Gets in there. It's going to be ferrous, meaning more iron. So there's a couple of signals. The reed is bleeding up high, which means it's probably a nail. So I can be a little more selective. So that's a 30. Probably going to be a pull tab, but we'll check it out. Let's see. I think tomorrow I'm going to splurge and check it out. Let's see. I think tomorrow I'm going to splurge and get me an orange vest so I look official when I'm on these sites. Let's see. That's right there. No, there's no signs or anything out here. I don't think they would really care. Yep, there it is. Pull tab. So we know that 30-31 is a pull tab. So now I could take the second and notch that out. And what that means is, because there's a discrimination built in, you don't even hear them by sound and the VDI number, which is this number. And so I just normally kind of leave it wide open. There's a good one right there. Yeah, there's a couple of targets, you don't even hear them by sound and the VDI number, which is this number. And so I just normally kind of leave it wide open. There's a good one right there. There's a couple of targets. So you look on the screen, there's like 4 targets. That one with the 80 VDI is the one I like. Right about 4 targets. That one with the 80 VDI is the one I like. Right about it could be just a memorial. Oh, it's not a picked it up in the 90s because the size piece of aluminum. We'll throw that in the burn pile. Well, I should call it the melt pile because we actually melt them. So me and my grandkids, we actually have a smelter, and we all the cover a hole like a little village, and they were old campers. You can tell they've been here for a long time. Oop. There's a penny signal right there. It's a pretty good size. There it is. Some little doodad. Grab that one while we're here. Should be right. I didn't think it was that deep, actually. Oh, was that? Huh. I think that's off a fender off a 53 Buick. If I'm making a guess. Look at that, like we were never here. If you guys don't mind liking and sharing. Look at that, like we were never here. If you guys don't mind liking and sharing, I'd appreciate it. You know there's gonna be targets. Oops, put that down. You know there's gonna be targets. Oops, put that down. One thing I like about the Manticore is I can actually put this into I can put it into low tones, or I can put it in high tones only for coins and deep silver, or I can put it in high tones only for coins and deep silver. This one, I don't know, it's all over the board. I think it's going to be just a big piece of iron. I think it's going to be just a big piece of iron. Kind of cool. Kind of cool. Log. I don't think it's that deep. There it is. Yep. Another crusty memorial. Good luck ever trying to get a date off that thing. You see Lincoln right there, though. Yeah, it used to be a mink farm, and now there's houses, townhouses, everything. Okay, we got another crazy guy on his phone yelling. I don't know what language he's speaking. I was with the other, it was a school, and a guy he was hitting himself in the head and, running through the sprinklers. All of a sudden, watching him, I was alive, and all of a sudden, he saw me, I saw him. We just kind of locked eyes for a minute, and I just gave him that look like, don't even memorial pennies. Come on, let's snipe a piece of jewelry. Maybe this old silver coin would be cool. You never know who lived out here. And the trailers were all old school. I mean, they had been here for a while. All over the place. And normally what you're looking for is you're looking for a good, repeatable signal. So I want to get closer up in here because the trailer's literally right on the little edge here. So I like signals like this. They're on the horizontal line, but they're real sketchy. See, they're in the 40s, the 50s, even hit 80. It's probably a good sized target. And the reason I like it is I've pulled a lot of pendants like that because the pendant will have maybe aluminum or pewter, silver, and some steel in there. So you're getting all these different signals. Should be right there. Another thing you can do too is do an air test. Go above it, and if you hear it, you should see the shovels showing that it's deep. The thing you can do too is do an air test. Go above it, and if you hear it, you should see the shovels showing that it's deep. Now they're so right there. Yep. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. So it's not a pull tab off of a soda, probably off of like a food item. And that's why when I got closer to the target, it started hitting 30, 31, which is aluminum range. And the hole in it probably is why it was hitting on the horizontal, because it had a, see that, that's a low tone. See that, that's a low tone, but it's not grunty. Low tone, it gets real grunty, and then you know it's going to be probably a piece of a more to it. And again, it's not going to be iron, I don't. So I'll hit it with the magnet, but it's definitely not going to be iron. To it. And again, it's not going to be iron, I don't. So I'll hit it with the magnet, but it's definitely not going to be iron. Not that low VI number. All right. And again, if you guys can like and share the And again, if you guys can like and share the live, that would, what is that? Oh. Okay, so now it's looking like it's a bigger, there it is, a bigger target. Again, you just can't get away from aluminum. If somebody ever designed a detector that you could get rid of iron it would definitely sell well. You know what? Let's see. I'm still gonna dig it in my. But again, just so many 40s. Lose it? They didn't move it that fast. Let's re-pinpoint. So it's out. That away. Oh, is that it? What is this? Just a little piece of aluminum. And you'd be surprised how many pewter and so forth pendants I have found at that level or at that VDI number. Pendants I have found at that level or at that VDI number. Trying to find some high signals, some silver in the silver range. Most of these are right on the surface too. So it's hitting 49 and 50. Sometimes you can get a penny at that range, but normally they're a little higher. Huh. My battery might be going low. Let's see. Oh, hell, is that right? No. Whatever it is, it's huge because look, it's this whole area. So it's definitely not a coin. Again, if you're in an area with known relics and stuff, you definitely want to dig that. I've found some cool relics out in the desert, but out here was mainly going to be garbage. You just can't waste all your time on it. There was a good target there. Let's see. And you'll notice sometimes how the target will change when you go over something a couple of times. It's because you're feeding more information to the computer, and so it has more data to kind of think about, okay, what is the shape, the material, the conductivity, the ferrous. Might be a nickel right here. See, it was coming up as a nickel, but now it's telling me. What? There's a couple of targets there. One there, and then one here. Another one there. And I would dig that normally, except when it starts hitting 30 again, it's going to be a pull tab. I think almost every time. Now I did dig, I think almost every time. Now I did dig. Now it's coming through big again. Probably a big piece of iron. target there and here. The one on the left sounds better. Well, let's see where you at. It's not that, is it? Huh. Just like a big chunk of cut aluminum. Maybe that was the only signal. Yeah. So it looked like there was two targets. It was bleeding over just because of the thickness of it. But I thought there was two coins there. So that jumping from the 80s to the 50s is going to be a big iron nail. Jumping from the 80s to the 50s is going to be a big iron nail, something like that. Definitely lots of targets if you have the time to go through all of them. It's bleeding all over the place. Kind of like those ones when I first got out of the truck, they were literally right on the top, right on top. And the ones that are down half an inch to an inch are just a bear to get out of there. Let's see. Yeah, it's like 6 inches down. I should have pulled up some aerial photos just to see where everything was laid out. I was looking at some aerial photography earlier today. I found some land that is city owned, which means we can go there to metal detect. And it's right next to a park in the city I live in. And it looked like I actually had to upload the image to ChatGPT to confirm it. That confirmed that in the 30s, that's how they would have marked the map. But it was a section of railroad. And so they would bring ore down from, I keep saying Jacob City. I don't know if it's actually Jacob City, but it's up in American Fort Canyon. And that's a known gold area. And it's all, it wasn't like load. It was all placer, pretty small stuff. Let's see if we can get on a good target. There we go. Should be a dime right there. And they had this railroad in different sections. So based upon, well, we already moved it, so it was a surface find. It should be a dime. Actually, it could be a quarter, 88. It just depends on how old. But it was a quarter. Whoops, I dropped it. Yep, a quarter. Let's see if it's a state quarter or an older one. It looks like it's a state quarter. State quarters have the dates on the back. So still cool. We still saved it from the rubbish pile. But yeah, so they had this floating railroad tracks. They'd move it all over the place and bring the ore down out of Jacob City. And I'll correct that if that's the wrong name of the little city that's up there. But that section of the railroad is still there, hidden behind these trees. Nobody would ever know it's there. Thought I saw a nickel. And so I had ChatGPT kind of hone in on it, on the GPS coordinates, give me the history of the area, and then tell me if there was any other sections of the railroad that are still, or at least it thinks it's still available. There might be iron there. And so it mapped out or give me the GPS coordinates of a few different ones. And so for my GPS software, I use Onyx Off-Road. Even right now, I'm tracking every step I take. And so I will take a picture of all the stuff I found, and it'll be GPSed. And so it'll know how fast I walked. I can go back and review the video and be like, okay, well, that quarter came up at 83 to 88. And I can log that and, just make you a better detectorist over time. And then there's another app that has historical map overlays. It's Gaia, Gaia. And I wish Onyx had that, but I'll take the GPS from Onyx. I will put the GPS over into Gaia, and then I paid for the premium version of it. Yep. And then it will show me maps. And so I have the 1900s, the 1930s, and the 1960 maps. And so then what I'll do is it'll show me all the information that is on those old maps. And it's pretty cool. You see old structures, old railroads. You basically see all this old stuff. And then it has I guess it'd be called almost like a fade feature, this old stuff. And then it has I guess it'd be called almost like a fade feature. So you can slide back and forth from, like, say, the 1900. It has I guess it'd be called almost like a fade feature. So you can slide back and forth from, like, say, the 1900 map. So that's how you can find old, even the 1960s. Yep, I saw a nickel. Where's that one? Come on, it wants to be a nickel. Maybe not. But a couple little things. If you're out detecting, I found 2 old structures in a high school field. Unfortunately, they keep the field locked all the time, and it doesn't look like, I'm sure they brought in some topsoil or whatever, but it's probably the original grounds. And I'd love to detect it, but again, they keep it chained up all the time except when there's a game. All right, well, the sun's going down. I got enough to hit the dollar menu. No jewelry, nothing like that, but kind of fun to. Sun's going down. I got enough to hit the dollar menu. No jewelry, nothing like that, but kind of fun to. Let's see, there's a 49. If we can pick it up again.